Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of the Grain Gauntlet. As always, 5 questions from our current clients and at least one question from a prospect. This is Patrick. I'm Josh. You ready to go?
I am.
All right, here we go. First question. Some people think a few more bean acres are being planted. Do you think that's a strong possibility, and why or why not?
It's a possibility. I don't know if it's a strong possibility. The reason people are thinking that is down south, we got 7% of the corn that's not planted yet in very wet conditions, especially in the high river valley. So it gets too late to plant corn. They're going to start to plant more soybeans. I do, however, believe that the quit early pace in the northwest corn belt led to more corn acres being planted up there. So we could have a balancing act. Nobody will know for sure until June 30th. Until then, it's just a guess.
Yeah, that's definitely something I saw being talked about. But what you said at the end there is something I didn't see anybody talk about, which is, the early planting and then how that could have led to more acres elsewhere. Second question, can corn prices stay down all summer?
If you've been in farming more than, say, 6 months, you know the answer to that question. And the answer is, of course, it could go lower. We could go to 360, for goodness sakes. We did that last year with September futures. The corn market, bean market, our markets can do anything on prices. It just depends on people's conviction to buying back corn with weather rallies. And normally we have a summer weather rally. Normally that is the case. Last year we did not have that. And I think the reason everybody's concerned that prices won't rally at all is because of the memory of last year.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely start to see people talk a little bit more about weather and not strictly in a negative light, but it remains to be seen.
Yeah, day of light for prices. But we're starting to hear that too. We're starting to see, oh my goodness, 7% of the corn is unplanted. It's really wet. Yes, it's been really wet. Ask your friends down south.
Yeah, exactly. Where rain is suddenly not considered strictly a positive, it's definitely becoming a negative in some places. Are you less concerned about bigger corn acres since 7% of the crop is still not planted?
I am less concerned about bigger than what the USDA projected. I think we could have some prevented plant, not much, because down south they can plant pretty late. I'm more likely to switch a few acres from corn to beans. And again, because with question number 1, I think we probably plant a little bit more corn in the northwest early.
Okay. Next question. I've been offered good basis on my corn and thinking about selling out old crops. Should I pull the trigger or do you have a target in mind?
We have a strategy right now where you can buy a call that will last you until the end of July through pollination and sell a call also in up the December futures for a nickel risk or so, where you could add 35 cents. Now, let's talk about that for a second. I could take $250 risk on 5,000 bushels plus cost of transactions. Under $400, under $500 for sure, risk, and still pick up 35 cents, 25, 35 cents, and add that to a sale at make today. Or I could hold the crop, and if the market dropped 40 cents, I could lose 40 cents. What is the better probability for success in farm marketing for you? Selling the crop and doing a buyback and having a nickel risk, $250, or having unlimited risk by holding the crop. Holding the crop at this time of year is dangerous, OPROP, because end users usually are bought ahead and have control, and they can widen bases anytime they want. If you lock in bases, that's great. However, that doesn't mean we're going to have a summer rally, okay? I'd rather have something with fixed low risk going into the summer months that gives me some upside potential to add to sales, make a, say, a 450 sale, a 480 sale, that have unlimited risk at this time with the old crop.
Okay, so it sounds like you're pretty much saying not a bad idea to sell if you got good basis, but you definitely want to protect against it.
Yeah. In fact, we are looking at selling the rest of the old crop between now and June 15th. We are definitely wanting to do a buyback.
Okay. All right, last question. This one's from a prospect. It says, August is bean month. So say it starts drying out in July and that goes into August. Can beans then go up to 11? And is it still time to pull corn up with them or anywhere from 30 to 50 cents?
Of course. And, add in, maybe we're trying to get a trade deal with China or India or Vietnam or someplace else where the prospects of buying our grain is better. But yeah, a weather rally any time of the year can occur. It's just stronger usually over reproductive stage for corn as pollination in July, a little bit later for beans. But yes, we can definitely rally above $11. We can go above $12 if we have any kind of prolonged heat and dryness.
And even if everything's been great for corn through July, it's still not
In late to round, yeah, corn will follow. It won't be as strong, but it will follow to some degree.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. That's all for this week. Thank you for the questions, everybody. As always, if you'd like to have a question answered, please submit it to adminstaff@hedge-plus.com. That'll be all for this week. I hope everyone has a great week.
Thank you.